Hello, all my fellow unwashed peasants, back to the Heir of Bordeleaux campaign. I hope you are all doing well, and I am excited to continue the action where we last left off, which was having gained quite a lot of territory. You all left me a lot of awesome comments. I will be getting to those. I think for at least a couple episodes, I'm going to kind of do the thing where I use the loading screens to answer some comments, but that doesn't mean I won't get to you otherwise. But Green King had a very important comment here, as did many of you. You joined him in saying, "Don't forget your quest, heir, you unwashed peasant." Well, you're correct about two things. One, I am an unwashed peasant, and two, yes, we need to complete the quest for Alberic. So thank you. I appreciate the reminder. That was very kind. I need to do a little bit of replenishment, and then we will move on to the quest. So I will do my best not to forget that. Let's go ahead and start by destroying these filthy rebels that wanted to get in the way of the Fey Enchantress, and I'll answer some questions or comments while we're doing it. So I'll go ahead and do the fight battle thing here. Trantor says, "I am the first and worst heir. Your mug is as grotesque as Kimmler's backside. Great series." That's some good points. Well, I mean, I can't speak to it being a great series. That's up to you all. But I appreciate you saying so. But yes, my ugly mug is probably comparable to Kimmler's backside, though we don't want to be mean to Kimmler's backside, so let's take it easy on the poor guy. Captain Crazy says, "If at first you don't succeed, skydiving isn't for you." That is an interesting take on that, because I was kind of using the saying, like, if at first you don't succeed, try again. But that is definitely a more interesting take on that saying. One that I haven't heard before, but I can appreciate, and I will definitely agree that is true. That is true. Yeah. Hate to think about the idea of, having an unsuccessful skydive. That is terrible. All right, let us do this. I'm going to stick 3 cav out on the flanks. Both flanks. It's going to include some Grail Knights and some Questing Knights, and then I have a couple of Questing Knights I'll put under center, or sorry, a Grail Guardian and a Questing Knight. I'll put them under center. Got our Paladin of Bretonnia, and our Damsel of Beast, and Le Trebuchet. Alright, we're ready to begin the battle. Let's do so. And I'll get to a couple more comments here while we are bombarding the unwashed rebels on the other side of us here. Super Ultra Mega Mike. Not just some regular mic, okay? This is Super Ultra Mega Mike. It says, "Just finished a campaign as Alberic on very hard. Bretonnia has the coolest unit of the game, Grail Knights. But I feel like the Green Knight is really just annoying and bad in this game. I'd rather just have regular Paladins." So, one of the biggest things that gets me about the Green Knight is the way in which he's summoned. He always is summoned to your capital, and you only have him for so many turns, and you might spend half of those moving him to where your front is. So I think that CA could make the Green Knight significantly better by just allowing the player to spawn them where they want them to spawn. So I feel like that would help the Green Knight a great deal. Right off the bat. But the Green Knight, he's not a terrible character in melee, but, he could use a facelift, kind of in the way that the Bretonnian cavalry got a facelift, in the sense that, like, Grail Knights got reworked. I don't think it'd be a horrible idea, to go revisit him and just kind of see what they could do to bring him more in line with the current state of the game. So I don't think I disagree with you there, in the sense that it would be interesting. I'm gonna get busy going after. I'm gonna get a fixed group. Start moving up here. Take our Damsel of Beast, and I'm gonna drop a transformation of Titan right behind the enemy lines. I'm just gonna go straight in with the Grail Guardians. I know these are halberd units, but I think if we get the right support here, we should be alright. I'm going to put a regrowth on the Grail Guardians, because that will be absurdly powerful. And then I'm going to put a heal here for the other knight. And then I'm going to drop the Chalice of Potions back here. And I'm going to keep my cavalry away from that unit that's about to get chaliced, because I would prefer that it get chaliced. Don't run. Oh, yeah, they got wrecked. Nice. Alright, and we have just absolutely crushed through the main line. They were focusing all their fire on my damsel. I mean, the AI does stuff like that, and it makes sense. They're trying to go for high-value targets. I mean, no smarter than the AI is, that's probably not a terrible choice to just go for targets. By the way, someone remind me that the Blessed Field Trebuchets don't cause friendly fire. So, yeah, that's cool. Cannot run siege attacker. I don't know where it states it or whatever, but in any case, there we go. So let's go ahead and end the battle and get back out to the campaign map while I take a couple more of your comments here. So get to the next one. So we ended with Super Ultra Mega Mike. So Daniel says, are you going to drop this campaign to play one of the upcoming DLC? Yes. I'm hoping that it's basically finished by the time that happens, though. But yes, I intend to pick up one of the new ones and go from there because it'll be more relevant. But I mean, at this point, we have pretty well accomplished what we set out to do here. It was kind of a war of errantry where we gain the foothold in Lustria, and then we go and carry out wars on the other continents. Now, is there more we could do? Like, we could take one out into the Chaos Waste or something like that, sure. And, you know, I may do that on a side quest, so, like, if we do switch over to a new campaign, but you all feel like we didn't get some epic war of errantry, I might be able to, like, on the side, play this one on and, you know, take a quest up into the Chaos Waste or something like that just for fun. But yeah, that is my plan. Let's see, one more I want to get to here. Barbarians RS says, Le Quest battle, my lord. Le Quest. Yes, we are going to remember the quest battles. Thank you. Appreciate it. Someone also wanted me to name one of these Saurus units Le Lizards. That was Lucas. So Lucas wanted me to name one of them Le Lizards. So let's do that real quick. Our French lizards here. Alright. Okay, so we've got the lizards named. Let's continue our turn. I'm going to give these guys a second beat down just to finish them off once and for all. Let's put this Eternal Flame banner on one of the lizards. In that there, and that should be good. We can replenish. Let's just replenish so we're ready to continue fighting.
You seek me?
I'm going to try and ward off Be'lakor here by moving in his direction. And we're waiting for more movement points on Lewin, though this army... I'm just gonna put this army out here on an camp stance where it's at. We're building a new army at Grungzint, and we have a skill point to take care of here. Let's get into... Do we have an enchanted item for this guy? Ocean of Foolhardiness. Yeah, that's about it. Alright, do we have a... It says we have a better sword. Let's go take a look. Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. It kind of just depends on what you actually have available. We do have the Executioner axe. It's Sundering attacks. It's pretty good. Let's drop it on him. And then as far as armors go, I doubt we have anything better. Let's take care of the skills, though. We have a single skill point. It looks like we have done the unit upgrades, and we are working on his personal skill tree at the moment. The Fey Enchantress picks up some skills. We can finish the regrowth. Actually, let's do regrowth, and then we'll do magic reserves.
Yes.
And we've got our paladin here. Let's finish the blade shield upgrades. I love having melee defense on characters. If those of you don't understand that, melee defense basically just makes your character harder to hit, which is almost the equivalent of having more health. So I feel like it's a very good upgrade if anybody wonders why I always take those melee defense upgrades. Let's look for more skill points. I do not see any more skill points. We'll click that. It says we have a hero not moved. What was the purpose of this hero? I think he was... Oh, he's moving to that army, okay. Because we do have the Vampirates who have come in for a little bit of invasion. We've got enough bows. We really just need some more infantry in this army, but we really can't bring them in at the moment because the global recruitment queue is full, but at least we'll have something going there. And then, let's see here. I'm going to actually just kind of save some money. Let's end our turn at this point. I feel like we're in a pretty good spot. Well, except here. Let's tear that down. Go ahead and get the resources there and then end our turn. All right, so some more of your comments. Let me get to that. Mr. Danish Ninja says, mandatory comments about Air's face to boost the algorithm. Well, I appreciate that. See, you can insult my face and help me with the algorithm all in the one fell swoop. So why would you not? Why would you not? Balthasar would like to have military access. I see no reason why not, so we will grant it. Birdie says, name one of the damsels Snow White. Oh, I can do that. I think we've got plenty of damsels to name, so let me take care of that. This is Snow White right here. So that'd be cool if there was like a frost damsel that you could get, and then you really would have Snow White. So there we go. Yes, Snow White. That'll work. Alright, so we've got Snow White. Lewin's army needs to get into an encamped stance so that we can approach Castle Artois, where the vampires are kind of readying their final stand. So I'm gonna approach them there. Gizero still has a lot of vampiric corruption present, which is why I'm having to approach in that stance. Runs and let's see. We're finally eating into some of that extra income we had, which is fine. It's okay that we are.
You seek the lady?
I am thinking about.
The favor of the Fae.
Can they come ashore here? I can't tell if they can come ashore here. I don't. Yeah, they can come ashore there. I'm gonna move an ambush stance right up here, just in case they decide to try and come ashore right there. And we'll see whether we can catch them. Bellicor went back to his island, presumably to build up a bigger army. That is only me presuming, though. Put some defenses in at some of these places because we're very potentially going to be facing some counterattacks. Yeah, I'm not at a high enough level to build that one. Which means that we might want to just go with some... Could go with growth, but I'll just drop some income. I don't think growth's going to be much of an issue there. Let's go down to Alberic, and let's fight our quest battles, which is something you all were asking for. So let me exit the settlement, and let's go into our objectives. The Trident of Manon and the Braid of Bordeleaux both need to be handled. But in order to fight for the Braid of Bordeleaux, we just have to capture Sartosa. Okay, so that is an objective for us, but we can definitely go ahead and fight for the Trident, which comes with a nice magical ability anyway. So let's do that. We're going to teleport to the battle for the Trident, and it looks like we will be facing Ludwig Pappenheimer, who owned a brewery by the same name, so Paps Pappenheimer pushing out the Empire IPA there. Alright, let's fight this one. Not that I know anything about brew, but here we go. So I get to some more of your comments here. Let me get down to it. It keeps changing my place every time I come back to this screen. Don't know why. Where was I? And you guys left me a bunch of comments. Thank you. So Inductive Grunt says, I know you forgot, but the reference... Oh, so this is around the unit that we named Arthur's Merry Band. He says, I know you forgot, but the reference I was making with Arthur's Merry Band was to Monty Python and the Holy Grail, not King Arthur in general. I made the request in episode 2, so I figured you forgot the reference, but thank you. He says, still got my unit, so I'm happy. Thank you, Air, but I still say knee at you, so knee. Let you all listen to this here.
We will not yield to these curs, no! We will plunge our blades into their ignoble hearts and reclaim our birthright. Much like the sea crashing against the shore, we will crush these traitors. Now, with me, companions, for Bordeleaux!
For Bordeleaux. Lord Crowstaff says, quest battles, don't forget them. Eli was telling me the Red Duke wasn't dead at 2551. I know he's completely dead now, though. So we should be good. And then Michael McCoy said, good video, do the quest battles. So thank you for the reminders on the quest battles. Appreciate all the comments. And let's go to one more here. This one is from Jonah, and and he says it has been almost 10 years since I started watching your videos. The first one I watched was a big rant on why pikes sucked in Rome 2 during its release. Loved that one. Keep it up, Air. I genuinely feel like I know you from watching your videos, even though I don't in reality, because you make them in such a personal way. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And yes, the pikes did and still do suck in Rome 2. They never did get fixed, unfortunately. And leave it to me to be all salty. It says, P.S. I don't want to be a smart A, but why are you not building any industry buildings in cities which have special resources such as iron? Are farms just better? No, you make a fair point. Whenever you're making income from industry, I could build the industry buildings and the one that buffs the industry income, and we would probably be better off in that. I just hadn't paid attention. So you are correct, and thank you for pointing it out so that anybody playing their own doesn't necessarily make the same mistake. All right, let's go get our trident, folks. And I'm not going to lie, I'm going to just take Alberic streaming like Leroy Jenkins style straight in to take down Pappenheimer back there and take over his brewery. Because Bordeleaux, you know, we have our own brewery with the wine, so this is kind of like going after a competitor, you know, that we aren't happy with. Let's see, I'm going to take my anti-large knights down either flank. I'll just count these ones as anti-large, even though they're not. I'll put them down this flank. Then I'm going to get all of my knights errant, and we will bring them in the infantry support role. They do have a bruising charge. They are not going to be amazing outside of that, but I am going to put them in lance formation to come in behind that infantry. And I do want my flyers and the green knight all in one group. And I'm going to put my infantry in a hard group, my knights errant in a hard group, and then I'll just do a loose grouping here with my... I'm going to put this damsel in group 2. Okay, alright. Let's get things started. So with my leader group, I'm just going to come plowing forward just because I can, and there's nothing the enemy can do about it. I'm going to push forward here, take my infantry, and roll on up. And then my knights errant, we're going to push up as well. I believe I have... This augment will improve my speed, and we definitely want to get in here. I'm going to go attack Pops right now, and then I'm going to take the Green Knight screeching in, see if we can get one of those cannons, and then same thing with the... or whatever these units are. Yeah, it's a great cannon. I'm going to take those out. Green Knight is going to be somewhat resistant to all the nonsense here. Let's... I'm going to bust right through that line. There we go. Alright, so we have definitely got their attention. There's some halberds out on these flanks. I'm going to be a little bit careful. I'm kind of lucky that I didn't get opened up on by those units. Okay, we have definitely got their full attention up here on the hill with our heroes. Ooh, they just came at me out here. I'm going to give that unit a charge because it's not braced, and I'm going to tell my infantry group to go pick targets and attack. I'm going to come up here and drop a Dwellers Below in the middle of this blob. And then I'm going to do some heals up there. Keep these guys in the fight, so that is going to be good. My infantry, I really want the infantry to arrive prior. Countercharge there. What did we get hit by? Some mounted yeomen. We're a little bit overwhelmed over here. Alright, my final group can take its orders now. And I can now rear charge these halberds, because they are doing pretty well at the moment. And I think we've got ourselves the recipe for a victory here. I'm just going to leave her in another fight. Let's bring her some help down over here. Alright, yeah, so we are crushing the enemy forces. Pretty straightforward destruction at this point. A little bit of damage on a couple of our knights, but nothing excruciating. What is that? Flaming Sword of Ruin. Cool, they added a new animation of that. That's sweet. Well, I mean, it's probably not super new or something. I probably just hadn't noticed it, but still, it's really nice. I like that. It's kind of similar to the Sword of Cain, almost. I believe. Attack and defeat the enemy army. Well, I feel like we've accomplished that. I don't feel like there's much of an enemy army left here. Old Pappenheimer, the Green Knight, is cleansing him in the name of Bretonnia and in the name of stealing his brewery. In fact, he's not long for this world. The only reason he's alive right now is because of the routing unit bump glitch, where they just bump them without doing any damage. Do you like that? That charge, the Green Knight only did like 8 damage. That seems likely, huh, based on his stats. AI getting a bunch of freebie crap. Yeah, look at that. Like, this CA, please fix this. Like, for goodness sakes, fix it. I cannot for the life of me figure out why they can't fix that routing issue where the routing units just don't take damage. Alright, let's end the battle. It is really frustrating. In any case, let's get back to the comments. Now I gotta go find him again, because like I said, every time I unlock my phone to go back to look at it, it knocks me out of position. Let's see. It's Kyle's the next one. He says, Air, I need you to take a vow. You won't forget to check your vows. I will check them. I think we checked them last episode. I don't remember for sure, but I will check them soon. And then, let's see. Mr. Perfect says, can we get a Knights Errant called Fool's Error? I do like that name, and we have Knights Errant in this army that do need a name. So, thank you for the suggestion. And yes, I will take it to heart. I'm going to offer redemption to them. We have unlocked the Companions of Kinel, which is a very powerful unit. A very powerful unit indeed.
Very well, if you insist.
Name, and this is going to be the Fool's Error. Okay, got it done. And we'll do one more comment here. This one from Michael says, 625 occasional lame jokes. He says, selling yourself short, Air. The lame jokes are as limitless as Grom de Poncha's appetite. An all-you-can-eat buffet. Well, I'm sorry that you all have to put up with that many lame jokes, but I guess that is just the price to pay for watching my videos. So that is the only quest battle we can do at the moment. We have to take Sartosa in order to accomplish the other, and that is doable if we can get a moment's peace, which we should be able to. Lady's Mantle. Let's do Lady's Mantle. That's a good one for him. Alberic, and then his Paladin here is nearly entirely leveled up, or very close, and then his Damsel, though, has a little further to go, because it took us a while to put a Damsel in this army. Let's do another upgrade to Dwellers Below. Dwellers Below is a very handy spell, by the way. Okay, Garrison Lord not moved. The Vampirates are moving off towards other of my settlements. I don't think they will have a tremendous amount of success versus those others. What can we do from an allied recruitment standpoint, by the way? I need magic attacks. There's a lot of ethereals over there. Coatl? Ooh, yeah, Coatl. It would take me 2 turns to pick up... I could get 2 Coatls into this army. It'd be very expensive, but we certainly have the cash to field it, and that would be kind of a fun ad here. So, I think we're going to do that. With the Vrest, they have Leathern Seaguard, which, honestly, Seaguard would be pretty sweet. And it only takes 8 Allegiant points. And they would double as a spear unit at the moment, so that's not bad. So let's do that. So we'll kind of tank that army up with some of those allied units. And I think some of you have been saying, Air, you need to get more allied units anyway. Floating Pyramid does not have good defenses. That's why the Vampirates are headed that way. We will deal with them, and we will take care of business there. Garrison Lord not moved, so we finished some recruiting in this army, which is good because it's just in time. The Beastie Boys seem to have arrived on station. I'm going to move over to Marienburg and help protect it. Do not wish for Marienburg to fall again, because it cost a lot of money to rebuild. You filthy, disgusting beast. And let's go over here to Allied recruitment again. We still have a lot of available recruitment here. Honestly, I'm thinking about just throwing some more Coatl in here. We have 42. We could get 2 more of these things, I think. No, doing my math wrong. My bad. Ripper Riders would be kind of fun. We could grab a Ripperdactyl just to get something fun from the lizards, and let's swap over to a Vress. And it's going to be a while before these units will be ready, but we could do a little bit more allied recruitment from Everest here too, just to kind of help fill in some of those, and then that will be interesting. Okay, I guess we're still waiting to see what happens there.
I assent to your orders.
And yeah, waiting there. Building available.
My strength and
Can't
wisdom are
move.
yours.
So is that all we can do for this turn? I think it is. Let's go ahead and make that upgrade. Wellsprings of Eternity. Let's go ahead and upgrade the port there, and then let's go ahead and call it for this turn. Okay.
Defender of the week.
Fantastic. All right, I guess this time I'll just start from the top down on the comments. Whoa, what do you know? It didn't reset it this time. Senshi, our prophet bat, says, Heir did not win a Krell lookalike contest. Heir is Krell before his kids wake up and the showers are done. I do feel dead a lot of times in the morning, like that I've been raised from the dead by a necromancer and need to get into the office. That is not altogether untrue, Senshi. So the prophet back, once again, speaking the truth straight to our ears from afar. Thank you, Senshi. Appreciate all the support. Steven says, hey Heir, would it be all right to know a Knight's Errant Heir's name? I think he means name a Knight's Errant. Heir's Errantry. Says also, what's your thoughts on the new DLC coming out later this month? Yes. So CA, of course, gives us information about the new DLCs prior to them being announced to you all, so I'm aware of them. And some of you might be like, Heir, why don't you make any videos covering the DLC? Well, number one, there's a ton of people who make videos full-time, and they are going to cover these things the instant that the embargo lifts. And that's fine. CA gives us all the information at the same time. I could totally do the same thing. The problem is like my limited recording time means that I basically get to choose. Like, I would probably get more views if I was putting news out there, because Total War players are kind of weird in the sense that they will watch a video talking about the game rather than watching a video playing the game. Like, that's just a thing with Total War YouTubers right now. The player base would rather talk than actually play. It is what it is. Our ambush failed, but we get a chance to attack the enemy. Let's go ahead and do so here. So yeah, I don't make I do occasionally make a news video when there's something big enough to talk about. Is a DLC big enough to talk about? Sure, it is. But I just haven't had time. It takes time away, and it means that I would record less of this campaign. I have, had opportunities, like I said, to hear from CA what's in it. As soon as I can bring you all footage from it, I will. But yes, I will be covering it once the time comes and doing my best to go through that, and we'll be playing campaigns on it. What are my thoughts on it? Well, I don't spend a bunch of time sitting around thinking about, is this DLC amazing? Does it meet all of our expectations? All this kind of stuff. And I know that there's kind of a hubbub about the price on it because the price is higher. And you know what? I'm not going to tell you all what to think about price. Like, for instance, I've seen other YouTubers, a very large YouTuber, and I'm going to keep them nameless, not because I think that I'm insulting them, but I'm just keeping it nameless because I don't want someone to be like, someone said something about... No, I don't do drama. I'm just saying there are some YouTubers out there who seem to be encouraging people to not buy it because of the price, and there are a bunch of people making comments to others on Reddit and everywhere else saying, don't buy it, teach them a lesson. You know what? If you feel strongly about the price of it and you feel like that you don't want to buy it because you would like to send a message with your wallet, that is something that you are always free to choose. It's your money, it's your games when you choose to buy them, and you can choose to make that decision. For me, personally, like, I'm not surprised it costs more. Everything in the world costs more right now. Literally everything I buy costs a lot more than it does like a couple years ago, almost without exception. And so am I surprised that the cost went up? No, not at all. Now, does that mean that the cost needed to go up from CA? I don't know. I don't have the inner workings of their financials. I do not know what it costs to develop and make these DLC and to market and launch them. versus, you know, what they're charging us and what they expect in sales. I have no idea. I'm not privy to the data. There are going to be a ton of keyboard warriors who claim to know and make all the assumptions, and they're going to say all the things like, I know it doesn't cost this, or I know they did that, but unless you work for them, we really don't. But again, you can have strong feelings about it. I'm not telling you you're wrong for having strong feelings about raising the price. And I'm not even saying all this to defend the price. I don't like the price going up. You know, if I were CA and it was a choice within my, you know, capability to keep the price the same on the DLC, and offer that as a value to say, hey, look, we didn't raise the price when everybody else did, so, and not only that, we'll give you 10% off if you buy it now. You know, like, if that was something that you could do and not lose money, and I work for CA, that's the decision I would make, and I would do it to try and gain customer loyalty. So I don't know. Maybe they have to raise the price. Maybe they don't have to, and they just think they can. Maybe it's legitimate, maybe it's not. I don't know. If you feel like you need to make an action with your money based on the way you feel, then by all means do that. However, that said, I'm not going to like take a side in the, oh, boycott this, don't buy it. You know, like that's I don't do that kind of thing. That's for you to decide on a personal level, and I'm not going to get on here and tell you all how you should spend your money, whether you should or shouldn't buy something. You make that decision, not me. And you know, so people might say, well, Eric, what would you do if CA didn't provide you the game? Would you buy it? Well, yes. And the reason I say yes is because I play the crap out of Total War games. I get tons of hours in them. Well, Eric, what if you weren't recording and putting them on YouTube? What about then? Would you think it's worth it? Well, so that's a good question. Right now, I do play the games a lot because I do record and I put a lot of video content out, and so it means that I play the game a lot, and I'm going to get my money's worth regardless. Here's the way that I look at games. So, like, for instance, I purchased Zelda Tears of the Kingdom recently, and the price from Nintendo was higher on a new game. It was $70 instead of $60. The old game was $60. And $60 is a lot of money for a game. A lot of times when a game's $60, I don't just go buy them willy-nilly. It has to be something I really want. The last Zelda game, Breath of the Wild, I put hundreds of hours into, played it with my boys probably 7 or 8 times all the way through, 100% walkthroughs, master mode walkthroughs. It was easily, like, it was very cheap entertainment when you considered the overall price of how long I played it. The cost per hour was very, very good and well worth it. So whenever the new game came out, I didn't care if it was $70. Quite frankly, I would have paid $100 for the new Zelda game because it would still easily be worth it to me based on the time that I'm going to put into it. Now, that said, what's worth it to you, again, depends on what you are going to put into it and on your money situation. For me, $60 or $70 is not a tremendous amount of money on a game. If I was only buying a new game, you know, every few months, that's not a significant sum of money for me or something that was going to hurt me. Now, everybody's different. So again, that can drive decisions for people, and if it does, that is understandable and justified. But for me, that's not the case. So when I make the decision on the games, it's less to do about the total cost and more, will I get the enjoyment out of it that I feel happy with? And again, in the case of this, I feel like I will. I'm going to honor air here to slow these chariots down. So you all make the decision. Again, were it my decision, would I raise the price? No. It's not my decision, though, and the price is up. So you think about it, and you make the decision that's right for you. And, of course, you all can leave your thoughts. Tell me what you think down in the comments, where you stand on the issue. But like I said, I'm not here to try and stir you all up into one action or the other. You can make that decision. I feel confident that you can make the right decision for you. All right, so here we go. That's my thoughts on the price. Now, my thoughts on the content. I think it's super cool that the Changeling looks like that could be really unique and fun. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I love Kislev as a faction. I have played them a whole heck of a lot, and I intend to play them a heck of a lot more, and so I'm very excited to see DLC coming for Kislev. I also thoroughly enjoyed the Grand Cathay campaign that we played recently on Legendary, and I am very excited to see content coming for Cathay. I like the content for Kislev and Cathay. I hope it's things that we also may see later on in the old world tabletop stuff that comes from Games Workshop. I would very much like to paint tabletop miniatures for both of those factions. I don't know if I'll get to or not. This is a hope on my part. We shall see. But regardless, I'm very excited about the content of the DLC because it is things that I have interest in the game. So yes, in that regard, I am excited about it, and I look forward to it. But anyway, there's my thoughts on the DLC. It was a long answer, but probably one that's merited since it's, you know, relevant to what's upcoming in the game. But yeah, what I would say is this. I think it's a good idea for you to listen to other people's opinions, because sometimes when you listen to other people's opinions, you can hear something or think about something that you didn't have a thought on or perspective. You can always learn from listening to someone else, and I think you should. That said, I don't think you should make your decisions based solely on what someone else says or thinks. Think for yourself. Listen to what they have to say, because like I said, their arguments may be good. But make your own decisions on that kind of thing. So that's why I don't come out here and tell you all, like, you shouldn't do this or you should do that. So, you know, just make your own decision. You can do it. And yeah, I think that'll be enough said on that topic. But hopefully you all enjoyed it. That was pretty much a full episode here. I feel like we've made some progress. We got rid of rebels. We killed the Shadow Legion, who was encroaching upon our territory. We have readied more armies, we completed a quest battle, we named units, and we started recruiting some really interesting units, so we're going to have some cool lizard and sea guard units joining us soon. So that should be good. And yes, I will get another episode out to you all as quickly as I can. I will also be planning content that I can release. I don't know the dates or any of that other stuff yet, but we always get early access to the DLCs, so you all know that I will show that to you as quick as I can. Let's see, attack the Chaos Swords, attack the Greenskin. Let's do Chaos Swords, we're more likely to be fighting them. Nagarythe got destroyed. Oh, speaking of destroyed, I forgot to watch the faction banners go by at the end of the turn. It may not show us anyway, but I did get the mod that allows you to recruit defeated legendary lords. And when I go to recruit lords, I do not see... I don't see available here, what's her name, Rapans. So I just don't know, like, if Rapans is alive. This is where she would have started, I believe, right around here. I don't see her there, so either the mod is not working in terms of, like, being save game compatible. It said it was, I think, or I'm just seeing it wrong. If you all know better, let me know. But I did turn that mod on in an attempt to get Rapans, but I don't see Rapans as available yet. So again, let me know if you know for sure that I'm doing something wrong. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and call it good for this episode. Hope you all enjoyed it. I'll be back soon. Look who's here. HeirofCarthage makes an appearance. We will begin the next episode right there, taking the fight to HeirofCarthage and his filthy dragon. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I'll see you soon with some more action in Total War Warhammer 3.